Let's face it, the number of views and interactions you get on your short form content is due to one thing: your hooks. Your hooks are weak, confusing, and just downright boring. But in this video, we are going to fix that. Meet Val. She's an integrative health practitioner, which basically just means she helps you with your health, like a one-on-one coach. She does short-form content on both TikTok and Instagram, but she is not growing due to a few blaring issues. We're gonna walk through those together, and I'm gonna show you how to fix her content to go viral using the SPY method, so that you can do the same thing too. All right, let's check out this video.
Creatine can potentially cause hair loss, and here's how. So creatine has the ability to increase...
Okay, I'm just gonna start there, and we're going to go through a few key issues just right off the bat with the setup of this video. So I have 5 key points plus a bonus one here before we get into the SPY method. So this is your foundation when creating short form. So with her, she has this surrounding, she's sitting there, her face is in the middle, but I would even suggest making it bigger because that is more inviting to the user. You also can tell when she's speaking, she's kind of looking off to the side like this. You see how that is kind of like weird? Hey, creatine could cause hair loss. You see how that's like a little bit less inviting except when I look into the camera? Hey, creatine could cause hair loss. Now you're actually pulled into the video. On point 3, if you're going to read a script line by line, I suggest memorizing the line and then saying it to the camera. So like, I don't have a script here, but I have notes, and one of the notes, sit up and show yourself, open yourself up to viewing, be inviting. So I'm thinking that in my mind now. I'm going to say, when you're talking to the camera, make sure you sit up, make sure you show your body, make sure you invite the user in by your posture and the form that you're taking on camera. And so you can see how that was different than what my notes say, but it becomes off a little bit more natural when you think about what you're going to say and then you talk to the camera instead of talking to the prompter or to your notes that's like, you know, on the side of your camera. So do that, say it, and then a hack is just to say it and then say it again so that it comes more natural. So 4th point here is your title should feel like you. So Val, I've been following on X for a while. This is how I come across her, and I love her tweets about supplements and stuff. But you can see that she has these big, bright yellow ones, and then if you even scroll down more, this is on TikTok, she has just yellow text. I feel like the big yellow, big black ones just feel weird. Like she put them on there to catch eyes, but then she speaks and she's like, she's chill, she's kind of soft and giving you more, not medical, but health information. So it just feels kind of like it's missing. I would make sure that your branding fits who you are and your style, and try to keep that consistent throughout. So don't just use yellow and black, red and black just to get attention. Point 5 here is supplemental elements. So overlays, images, text. Keep things moving, but use those overlays, those texts, those images to give that information to the user. So in hers you could say creatine causing hair loss. Instead of that, you could actually just put a creatine ball or like a supplement on there, because the people watching will know what that looks like. You can also put brands on there. You can put a bald person, like that would be even better, I think. Do you look like this? Is creatine causing you hair loss? So use those images to attract people in, bring them in, talk to them with your body, showing them. It's all about that one-on-one connection with the audience. If you're not one-on-one connecting, people will feel disconnected. And so those are simple fixes that you can do. And my last bonus point here is that if you are beautiful, which most people are not, but if you are, use that to your advantage. Not in like a weird way, but you know, don't be afraid to be beautiful and like attract people in with the way that you look. And I would say, I don't know Val personally, and I don't want to be weird, but like if she's pretty, she's a pretty lady, that's good, okay? Show your face more, be more interactive. It's okay to look nice on camera. It's okay to dress up. You know, I put this shirt on for the camera. It's just a normal shirt, but it stands out from the background. It's okay to make sure that your clothing and the way that you look is good on camera, because, you know, people pay attention to that. And so use that to your advantage. And so that's the top 5. Now we're going to keep watching the video, and I'm going to give you the SPY method to help this video actually do good.
Hair loss, and here's how. So creatine has the ability to increase DHT levels, which is a hormone that when elevated is one of the main drivers of male pattern baldness. Now, before the fitness.
Okay, so SPY is going to help you formulate your hook and the rest of your content to make it go viral more often. And so SPY, the first one is seconds. And seconds is you have those seconds to capture the user's attention. And so this is done with that title that she has. That's great. I would say it's not the best, but it's fine. But it's those first few seconds of speaking as well. And so she says, so creatine causing hair loss is the title, or the headline here.
And here's how. Creatine can potentially cause hair loss, and here's how.
Creatine can potentially cause hair loss, and here's how. Okay, it's a decent hook. I would even make this even better by saying, is creatine making you bald? You see how that's shorter, and it's basically what she said. Is creatine making you bald? But it's 5 words. So, seconds. You have seconds to capture that audience. So you're gonna have to kiss. If you've never heard of KISS, it's keep it simple, stupid. This is what people use in design and products and I don't know what else. Everything, I guess. The point is, though, to keep things simple. And simple is often the hardest thing to do. Ask any designer on the planet, what's the hardest thing to do? It's basically to communicate a brand in as simple and as few words, colors, images as possible. Simple is very difficult to do. This is why Apple is like one of the best companies in the world, because it's so complex, but they make it so simple and easy and user focused. And so this is the mindset that you should have going into SPY, and especially S, is to keep it simple, keep it short, and keep it clear to your user. And so that hook can be better. Is creatine making you bald? And point 3 is going to come back to this, so let's go into pointed. So SP. P is for pointed, which is direct towards an individual. And this goes back to inviting your user in, talking to them, to the camera. P is pointed, so you want to be a pointed, direct question to your user. Is creatine making you bald? Now, you don't have to emphasize like that, of course, but you want to propose a question to your one audience member. Even if it's 1 million people viewing your audience, is creatine making you bald? Or if saying, is creatine making you bald? And it's your wife watching that video, and she's like, oh, my husband is balding, and he's saying creatine, I'll send it to him. So it's shareable. So that's the pointed in your first few seconds, your hook. And then the last one in here is SPY. So why is why? Why should I watch this? And this is where the curiosity gap comes in. So you have your heading text or just your first statement of what you're saying. That is your hook. And your hook is immediately followed by something else. So this would be like something to supplement your hook or to bring a bigger curiosity to your video. So let's see.
So creatine has the ability to increase DHT levels.
It has the ability to increase DHT. Okay. Creatine has the ability to increase DHT levels. Now, the language here is soft. I would say DHT can increase DHT levels, not has the ability to possibly to maybe. Okay, so there's one thing. But I would also restructure it like this. DHT is the hormone that drives male pattern baldness when elevated, and creatine has the ability to elevate that hormone. Creatine can elevate that hormone. Creatine does elevate that hormone. And so now you have the supplemental statement with your hook. And so this brings a bigger curiosity to the viewer, where it's saying, okay, so I'm balding, I'm taking creatine, or maybe I might be balding, or I possibly could be balding, and I'm taking creatine, but I don't want to bald. So how does that actually work? It works because it's elevating the hormone. So you already quantified your first statement, which is great. So the user knows what you're talking about. They're interested in what you're talking about. And then right after, I would say, this is kind of where you could even bring a bigger curiosity gap, either right after the hook or like, a couple seconds after. You could say, let's see what she says here, because this
is one of the main drivers of male pattern baldness. Now, before the fitness bros take me out back like Old Yeller, hear me out. Every study currently out there says that creatine cannot increase DHT and therefore cannot increase or cause hair loss. However...
Okay, so at 22 seconds, she's bringing in the opposite view. Now, you can bring that closer to the front like I would do. So you say, creatine has the ability to elevate that hormone. Now, every study on the market says that it's impossible to cause hair loss. But here's where they get things wrong. Let's demystify it. And then you go in with your 30 points that she does. So you have your hook, you have your quantifier, and you have that statement that brings the curiosity in further. So, is creatine making you bald? There's creatine increases the DHT levels in your system that make you bald. But every study shows that this is impossible. Here's why these studies are trash. And then go into your 3 points, right? So you have the hook, it's got you. Now you have this opposing view that's like, that's impossible to do, but I'm going to tell you why it's not impossible, and then I'm going to back up what I'm saying in my hook. So sometimes making that hook stronger, quantifying it quickly, and bringing on that second statement to bridge that or to further that curiosity grab is going to make your content more viral. It's going to make people watch more. It's going to keep people more interested. And it's just it's not simple, but it is a science, right? It's a science in how you formulate what you're saying, what you're doing, and how, watch your content. And then it's also just more enjoyable to watch content like that. Like 26 seconds in, she starts her word 3 points. You could get to this in like 5 or 6 seconds. So your content is shorter, it's not as long, which often, holds your more attention when the content is shorter. So that's it. Your seconds to hook the reader in. You want to be pointed. Your question, your first thought, your first hook should be pointed at a person, and then you bring in that why. Why should I watch this? And that's where you introduce that opposing question, that opposing thought, or just a much bigger or further thought than what you had, which obviously comes back to your hook. So you want to wrap everything up by answering that question. So that is the SPY method, along with some of those foundational things in your short form video content. And this really structure, this way to think about short form will help you get more views, and it'll help you get more followers, and help you get more business. So that's about it for this video. Let me know in the comments. Comment a video, and I'll maybe take a watch and review it on this channel. And yeah, that's about it. Make sure to subscribe and go watch this other video that talks about YouTube thumbnails. Alrighty, let's get it.